A rectangular bookmark with diagonal of length 5 square root of 5 has an area of 22. Find the dimensions of the bookmark. To familiarize ourselves with the problem, we'll first define some variables, and we'll let L equal the length of the bookmark and W equal the width. And then whenever we have something to do with geometry, let's do a quick sketch, label the length and the width and the length of the diagonal. We need two relationships between L and W in order to find them. First of all, we know that the area is 22, and we know that the formula for area is length times width. So that would give us an equation, length times width equals 22. And then also, if we look at this as two triangles, one of these triangles here is a right triangle. Well, both of them are. If we look at this one right here, we can use the Pythagorean theorem to come up with another equation. And that tells us that L squared plus W squared equals 5 square root of 5 squared, which is 125. What we have then is a system of two equations, LW equals 22, and L squared plus W squared equals 125. In order to solve this, let's solve the first equation for L and substitute that into the second equation. We would have L equals 22 over W, and then we would have 22 over W squared plus W squared equals 125. Squaring here, we would have 484 over W squared plus W squared equals 125. And then multiplying everything by W squared, we have 484 plus W to the fourth power equals 125 W squared. Now we need to subtract 125 W squared from both sides, get a 0 on one side, and we'll be able to factor. This gives us W to the fourth minus 125 W squared plus 484 equals 0. And this factors into W squared minus 121 times W squared minus 4. Now we know here that W squared has to equal 121. Or W squared equals 4. This tells us that W equals plus or minus 11, or W equals plus or minus 2. Now, when we go to finishing out this problem, we're not going to consider the negative numbers, negative 11 or negative 2, because we're talking about length and width. Instead, we'll look at W equal 11 or W equals 2. Now, if W, or the width, is 11, the length has to be 2 because the product of them is 22, because the area is 22. If W equals 2, the length is 11, again, because the product has to be 22. So either way, we have a set of numbers 2 and 11 that give the dimensions of this rectangle. We could really let either one be the width or the length, but since width is usually considered to be less than the length, we'll say 2 is the width and 11 is the length. So we finish by writing the length is 11 and the width is 2.